Welcome back to the Living Banter Podcast, the most underrated podcast on the internet. That's who we are. But I hope you're having a good Saturday when this episode comes out. It's going to be Saturday. So I hope you guys are having a great day. And the day's about to get a whole lot better because we have someone brilliant on the podcast today. He's an ex-pro MMA fighter, entrepreneur, the owner of Pimentos, which is the best food you'll ever taste in your life. All-around brilliant guy and a great friend of mine, Kevin Mirenge. What's up, bud?
Hey, how's it?
Like, man, it's so good.
Fantastic.
Oh no, it's been good, eh? It's a really nice day out today. It's good to not have some of the cold the whole day. I love the sun more, bro. I can't take winter.
Yeah, well, that's where I'm opposite to you, Caden. Yeah. I love the winter. I love my cold. But yeah.
No, bro. Getting up's
good.
Miserable.
Yeah.
But Kev, getting into the episode, I just wanted to ask, like, during this weird time of quarantine, how are you doing, like, in general? How does your routine look, and how's things your side?
Well, it's been very, very interesting because this whole quarantine time actually allowed me to kind of step back and have a look at my life from the perspective, and see
love that
change or kind of bring into a place where it can be knocked out but not full, stay standing.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
So from that perspective that I was looking at the actual quarantine, I realized that if I can use my time very strategically in order to set myself up for the season that's coming, then I will definitely come out of this season, well established and prepared to continue to stand.
Wow.
So I realized, it's like most people are using this quarantine to have more sleep, to have, whatever.
Yeah.
But I realized, if it's quarantine, it's very important to first of all be very awake spiritually, which means that having your quiet time with God and just making sure that you kind of spiritually awaken to the fact that whatever that's going on right now, it's not just a physical thing, it's actually more spiritual than just physical. And also just be building yourself up to a place where that your thoughts are consistently kept captive to the obedience of Christ.
Wow.
And you're not allowing any thoughts of fear that can come and try to put you down or anything like that. Just having that morning routine where you win the morning by mind feeding with the word of God and starting your day like that. And also just keeping fit, keeping yourself fit with at least one or two things a day. I've been just doing my kickboxing training in the morning and after prayer.
Awesome. And
doing a bit of a weight training, bit of a fitness training with everything needed and stuff. So but also I use quite a lot of my days in between training and spiritual time into building new ventures, building new businesses and stuff and platforms. And we built a very wonderful business at the moment. It's called the Breakthrough Academy, and with the Breakthrough Academy, we program that I'm running there as a business coach. That's called Young Millionaire Development Program. And so with the Young Millionaire Development Program, we aiming to uplift young entrepreneurs and give them a program whereby they can sign up. And once they've signed up, we give them the skills in phase 1. Give them the skills with business coaching sessions, with a lot of one-on-one coaching sessions as well, group coaching sessions. All of that is online.
Sweet.
And then phase 2, we paying up to 40,000 rand for the guys that signs up, for them to study business, all business skills.
Wow.
So with the subject sales, business management,
That's
business
awesome.
analysis, you know. So, and then once they've completed phase 2, on phase 3, we then assess the actual members, and we see if there's 5 members that has the same dreams, same goals. We brand for them, and we launch it for them as well. We give them a capital of up to 5 million rand, and we launch the company for them. And we give them also a mentoring program of up to 36 weeks. To just to kind of, you know, lead them and be with them while the startup is still fresh. And then so the goal is to make millions millionaires. We don't want to be known as millionaires, but we want to be known as those who made millions millionaires, you see. So that's the goal. And very, very, very excited. Actually, I'm going to send you a little bit more content into everything about the Breakthrough Academy. And also, when it comes to Pimentos, we opening a room for salesmen to come on board and work with us and make a living during this lockdown, you know, because we've got very, very nice food products that we can sell internationally.
So good.
Pimentos. And so, like there's always an opportunity around the corner, you know. So that's basically some of the things that I've been busy with.
That's so awesome, man. You literally answered like all the questions I have for you, but that's incredible.
So you clearly are like into business, and this is where you've like taken all different ventures, taken all different like sorts of perspectives on you know, the business world. So I want to ask you, where did it start? What was like your first big thing where you're like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do as like my first business? Where was that point for you?
That's a good question. So basically, where it all started, it was one day when I asked one of my uncles. I think I was 17. I asked one of my uncles. I already had a business mindset since I was 5 years old. That was the first. I was asked the question, "What are you gonna do when you get old? When you're bigger?" I was like, "I'm gonna be a business." I already had my purpose in mind. But so when I was 17, I got triggered by my uncle because I asked him for $10 for me to buy a few things, but then he didn't want to give me the $10, and I was like, "Why don't you want to give me $10?" He was like, "Why would I give you $10? What would you use it for and everything?" And I was like, "Okay." So he literally didn't want to give me $10. So I realized, like, hey, hold on a second. If he doesn't want to give me $10, and I'm in big trouble. I need to find a way to make $10. So that's when my business mindset was triggered, and I really decided to, hey, look, I don't want to depend on anyone's $10 anymore. I want to make my own $10, and I started building different platforms, and I started Pimentos actually in my uncle's garage, in his garage. So it was the uncle who didn't want to give me $10, and then I started my first brand, which was Pimentos products, in his garage, and I started supplying Pimentos chili sauces around the whole city in Kinshasa. So basically, the turning point is that we need to learn is sometimes people can put you down by refusing to help you through something, but we need to use that fuel of disappointment to actually fuel our kind of kickstart, you know, and just give us that to actually realize that, hey, I can do this. I don't have to depend on anyone, you know, can actually manifest anything that I want to manifest. And
So you mentioned So you mentioned the business mindset. Can you go a little bit more in depth about what the business mindset is, what it means to you? Just go a little bit more in depth on what is the business mindset?
Well, so the business mindset is having the ability to see opportunities in everything you look at. For example, when you have a problem, most of the time when there's a problem in front of us, most of the time we cry out and we say, there's a problem, it's done, we can't do this, we can't solve this difficult, we're not going to do this.
True story.
So someone that has a business mindset, when he sees a problem, immediately he thinks, what's the solution? So that's your business mindset. And when you begin to think what's the solution, that's when you're triggering that business mindset. I mean, you're already like manifesting that business mindset where, in a perspective where you can bring a solution to that problem. And what happens is that when there's a problem, it needs whatever need it is, in society, in a marketplace, or wherever, in a country, in a nation, in a continent, in the world, when there's a need, there's a problem. If you bring the solution, now people needs to buy into that solution. So eventually you end up having a brand, having a product, having a service that comes from just the way you looked at that problem, and then you gain from it. So that's a little bit about mindset. There's having a business mindset. For me, having a business mindset is just basically always seeing a solution or opportunity in every situation.
Wow.
For example, as you can see in this season, all the companies, all the businesses looked at the problem. Okay, cool. There's a virus, and people are hospitals, clinical companies will normally have masks. But now, if you notice, many businesses saw the problem, and then they came up there with their own solutions. They started selling hand sanitizers. They started selling. They branded masks. You see, masks, Nikes, masks. You know, these guys, the solution as well on their side, jumping into where there's a demand. You know, so having a business mindset is just basically having that ability to see into a problem and bringing a solution, a brand, a product, a service, whatever it is, that can provide a solution to that specific need, problem. You know, that begins actually with your mindset, and it's just very important to always stay firm in what you believe. And don't give up, even if you fail 2-3 times. Just keep on going, keep on repeating the execution until you actually reach what you need to reach, you know. So
that's so awesome.
So with the rise of social media and all the things like that, what are your thoughts as a businessman on like how social media can actually advertise a product?
Well, I think that as you all know, that social media is a very, very great tool in terms of advertising and marketing and everything. And I've been trying to do a bit of advertising with my chili sauces. I've got a website already and an Instagram page, and I've been building the Facebook page with a team. But then I'm always open to add new members of the team in the team that can assist into having a greater impact, greater reach into more people. So I believe that social media is very, very, very a great tool, a very, very important tool to have when you have a product in this new age, in this new era, in this new decade, whatever it is. Like, it's very important to utilize that tool, social media and stuff. So
And would you say that you're speaking about the young entrepreneurship program, which I think is awesome, because it's great that you're doing that, because the next generation, the next people coming and starting businesses is young people. That's like, just if you do the math, literally. So how did that become a thing that you started, or what made you want to start that?
So this is me and another guy as well, and actually it's three of us that are on the board of director. So it was first a just an academy for financial breakthrough. So the first goal was just people that was like struggling financially and stuff, and just bringing them like this platform where they can come to and register and have business coaching sessions, that can help them increase their revenue in up to 300% if they have a company, or if they don't, that can assist them to find jobs and things like that. But then now during this lockdown, we came up with a great idea for the young people, like you're saying. And we realized that, hey, look, there's a lot of young entrepreneurs out there that have the goals, that have ideas, that have the dreams, that have the billion-dollar ideas, but like they don't know where to start or what to do exactly in order to manifest these ideas. So what we did is we created a young and millionaire entrepreneur program, development programs for these kind of young entrepreneurs that can actually join the program and then receive the skills that's needed in phase 1 with a lot of coaching sessions and everything, and then receive a Sakwa ID course with a certificate at the end of the course, a course that has about 6 weeks. It's a short course. And then after that, phase 3, we have them practice their skills into the academy with employment, with salaries of up to 24,000 rand. And then once they have completed the 3 phases, they then are skilled and experimented to they actually have the ability to run their own business. And then we assess them to what was actually the goal that they started a young millionaire with. Like what is their dreams and goals and projects, whatever it is. And we bring them in groups of 5s or 10s, and we start a fully branded company for them, and then we launch it for them. And as I told you earlier, we also give a mentorship program during the startup. Like that's basically the goal, like just to empower young entrepreneurs, like you said, like, because there's a lot of young entrepreneurs out there. And
Definitely.
The cool as well is that we're giving funds to up to 5 million rand, capital funds to do all the you see. And there's brilliant guys that are joining the academy already. Like, it's been growing like tremendously and stuff, actually. So it's moving. Actually, I'm gonna send you some content in how to actually register and stuff. I think you guys should probably join the academy. You never know.
Yeah, that'd be so cool. Yeah.
But yeah,
for sure. The link will be in the description for anyone watching.
Yeah, if you have some friends that are entrepreneurs, you can also tell them about it. They can join, and viewers as well. Anyone that wants to join, I'll send you the links. And
Sweet.
Yeah. So speaking on
awesome, man. Sounds good.
So speaking on the entrepreneurship course, what kind of hours are there like? So are there is it like lectures, or how exactly does like I would say teaching sessions work?
Yes. So the sessions are online on Zoom meetings like this one. So, and we're teaching, one of the first coaching sessions is me teaching and coaching on how to run multiple businesses or streams of income, and how to have an exit strategy before you start something that allows you to mandate people to do certain other stuff that you not necessarily have to do. So then that allows you to have time to do a lot of things at the same time. Like me, for example, right now, I'm Chief Operating Officer of Pimentos Unison Holdings, also Chief Operating Officer of Arca Brothers, and I'm Chief Executive Officer of my own company, Pimentos, and also partner.
That's incredible.
At the Breakthrough Academy. So that's 4 companies at the same time.
Sure.
And I get time to have a meeting with you guys now. So attendees
Thank you.
Attendees can still have classes in any times they want. It's online classes, so they can choose 1 hour in the day that they want to have that class, and they will have that class. Basically, it's very, very simple. We're making it very easy to access. Or any entrepreneur or any young entrepreneur, anyone that has already a job, can still work at his job while doing phase 1 and phase 2. But then when he gets a job from phase 3, where he's going to have a salary of up to 24,000, then leave that job and come fully here, or he can stay there and put this job down and stay where he is, and then we just work on the launch of his company and whatever, there's always a way around everything, basically.
And I wanted to ask, is there any advice that you would give to people wanting to start a business? Because I see, well, for myself, we always have like a great idea, or you and your mates can come up with this great idea that you want to create, but you don't know the steps you need to take on how to get it started, or you don't have the resources to start it maybe, or it's just you're missing a piece of the puzzle. What advice would you give to young people, or just people in general out there that's wanting to start a business but not sure how to do so?
So actually, that's a great question, and the answer is the Young and Millionaire Development Program.
Oh yes.
Once you join the Young and Millionaire Development Program, we've got a whole program for them to finalize the program and start a business with funding, with everything they need, right?
Wow.
And we do branding for them at the end of the program. But if I had to give a quick one phrase advice, is like, in order to really be successful, you have to accept failure, because failure is something that always pops out. Like, in order for you to succeed, you're gonna fail. Like, if you fail, it doesn't mean that you're a failure, but it just means that you can do better the next day.
Yes.
And you have to become a friend of failure, because if you fail big, then your success also is going to be big, because you're trying big things. And so, like, just kind of like always kind of pushing through failure and continuing to grow through your failures, learning through your failures, will lead you to that massive success. That's like something very, very important to have in mind, for sure.
So, as like a second part to that question, what was when you were a young man? What was the biggest advice that you were given to to start a business?
Biggest advice is, whatever you do, always do it for people, not for yourself.
That's a good one.
And
that's profound.
like, it's not about you, but it's about people, because the gifts and the business that you have and that you're starting is for people. And not forget that all your gifts and talents have to be multiplied, and always remember to put God in the middle, in the center of everything you do, because He's the one who supplies us with the breath that we have every day. How many people are sick in bed and all that, but we have the strength, we have the breath, we have the health to be able to do it, because He allows us, He gives us that grace, that favor for us to be able to do that. Just being thankful every single morning for what we have. Every single morning, saying thank you for what we have is very important. Putting your knees down and saying, Lord, thank you for this. Lord Jesus Christ, thank you for breath. Thank you for life. Thank you for the gifts and abilities that you've given me, and leads me to the manifestation of what you've called me to manifest here on earth. Just having God in the center of what you do, and doing things not for yourself but for people. And it's very, very, very important. It's very important.
Love that.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I definitely think we take things for granted, or especially like in this time when this whole lockdown happened, like I definitely took some of the time that I had with people for granted. Like, I loved being with them for sure, but now, like, if I have to see them, how much more would I love them? And just taking, like, the thing that anyone can die at any moment. We don't have the choice of when our lives go, sadly, but that's just the power of it, is that we can have this grace, and that we don't have to take it for granted, but we can be thankful for it. And just that small thing, like in the morning, just saying thank you for this day, that's really powerful, because don't take things for granted, because we never know how much longer we have that thing, or how much time we have left, for sure. And going completely off topic, I want to ask you about hiking, because we went on some crazy hiking adventures, for sure, and you're like a veteran of hiking. So what would you say is your favorite hiking spot and the most dangerous hike that you've been on so far?
So one of my favorite ones is the Boomslang Cave.
Oh dang, I've heard of that one. I haven't been. No.
It's amazing. We're gonna be organizing one soon. We're gonna have a Boomslang Cave hike, Warriors hike. As you probably know, group that calls Warriors Hike. It's on Instagram as well. And we do hikes normally every two weeks, but with the lockdown it was a little bit tough. But now we're gonna get back into it soon.
Come on.
But it's beautiful. So we do. My favorite hike is the Warriors hike that we usually do at Boomslang Cave, because that is one of the most incredible thing ever. You literally crawl down into the mountain, and you literally find yourself standing in the dark inside a mountain, and you come out on the other side of the mountain, and
wow,
it's incredible.
And what did you say is the most dangerous hike you've been on? Like it was a crazy experience.
Indian Festa, like the one Table Mountain, the one you go straight up from the car, the cable car, and then so on the cable car on your right, you go up, straight up, and then you do Indian Festa straight up around the mountain. It's very dangerous, but it's worth it. You're wonderful, beautiful, extremely amazing. So
hiking such a perfect way to look at life. Like it's a hard time now, you're struggling for this moment, but when you get to the top of your destination, it's just so worth it that you forget about the pain, you forget about whatever you went through. But I remember Reichardt was telling me about that Table Mountain hike. Shout out to Reichardt out there. But he was saying he was like the only person on the mountain, and he was literally like not even on the trail anymore, like basically walking in the bushes in between, just finding his way up. But he said it was so worth it at the end. I definitely want to try the Table Mountain one. Yeah for sure. James, do you have any other questions for us there, bud?
No, I think all my questions have been answered, and right on time. I think we have maybe around 10 minutes left. So is there anything more you would like to say before we conclude the podcast?
Yeah, definitely. God's word, you said. Definitely. Like, I wanted to say that there's something very, very important as a young entrepreneur or as a young man, that we need to always remember in life, is that there is two things that are very important that we need to always look at. It's voices and choices. So, like, we have certain voices that we always have voices that we listen to around us. People that are around, the news, the movies, whatever it is, like just
external sources. So
there's voices that we listen to. And there's also one voice that we do listen to, is the Holy Spirit inside of our heart. And so from all the voices we listen to, we have the choice to decide which voice we're gonna listen to and put in practice what that voice is saying. And so as a young man, I believe that it's very, very important to be careful in which voice you're listening to. As now, like this platform that you guys are doing, it's a platform where you're allowing people to listen to voices that will inspire them, that will lead them, give them something new, fresh into their heart or their mind or the journey that they can use to become great or whatever it is. So it's very, very important to make the right choices, from the right voices that you're listening to. That is something that I needed to add into this. And also, just to conclude, also, like, just as young adults, we need to remember also to always know where to put our investment. Like, for example, I used to say, like, I used to go out, and I mean, probably all of us have done that. Maybe you go out and you buy a bottle of champagne, and so I realized that, hey, that was the wrong choices that I made, because for each bottle of champagne that I've bought, I could have buy seeds and plant a whole like section of a farm and producing apples,
Wow.
or produce some sort of vegetables or whatever it is from that funds. So it's very important to understand that for every expenses we everything we pay for, like everything we're paying into, has to be productive. Has to be something that will produce for you or for the generations to come. Instead of putting your seeds, your money into something that you're just going to drink and pee, or something you're just going to smoke and roll out, you can just put that money, that invest into seeds and plant them into the soil or into assets, into
the right places.
You know, I don't know, like something that will produce for you, for your life, for your future, for the generations to come. You know, so that's very, very important to always put in practice.
That's so phenomenal, man. Kevin, we're so thankful for you coming on the podcast. We're honored. You're a really brilliant guy. We're thankful for your words. So to our viewers out there, I hope that you took some notes, because there was gold in this podcast. So make sure to subscribe, like the video, leave a comment on what was your favorite part of this podcast, and definitely check out the links in descriptions to the entrepreneurships program, to Pimentos, to all different Kevin's ventures. Just check that out. It's awesome, and just blow up, send him some love. And I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Thank you so much for viewing. Make sure to subscribe. See you guys later. Peace.
Cheers.